Recently, you may have seen some of these photos where everything looks a little bit more realistic than usual. We're getting to like a new level, right? There's a little bit of a trick. Even I had gotten on this little bit of a trend. And today I'm going to really show you the new trickery that's going on here. But first, if you like this sort of content, please go ahead and subscribe. We're almost at 6K. First, however, we're going to need a car. And that's where my friend Rue comes in, another YouTuber in the automation BeamNG space. They gave me these rules, and we're going to do a little bit of racing afterwards. I just needed a reason to build a realistic looking car. Except at first it seemed not realistic. Then I remembered something. If Volvo can fit a transversely mounted massive straight 6 in the front of their car, they could fit a V10 in there. And guess what? They did! I mean, it was only a concept and never actually went anywhere, but this is actually something that I've been wanting to recreate for a while. Unfortunately, there's no exact details on this. In fact, the only details I can find is from this website and I have to pay $33 for it. Like I'm going to do that. Instead, what I've done is I looked at some inline 5s, which were very common at the time, and then I'm going to try to adapt it into similar stats for a V10. Here's a bit of a weird thing though. He's got 3,000 pounds, which in real numbers is between 1,300 and 1,400 kilos, but the body has to be over 2.5, so it has to be a light, long vehicle? Sure. I think I'm going to go and try to make something similar to the actual Volvo. The front kind of maybe a little bit side, and then the back, this looks nothing like a Volvo, but we'll give it a try anyway. Now, I happen to know a few things about this vehicle since my parents actually owned the big S80 T6. It was like an ex-demonstrator. They got a good bargain for it, but it was still quite an expensive car. So McPherson strut in the front, sure, keeping it cheap, and then multi-link sort of thing in the rear seems a bit counterintuitive, but I suppose they needed the space. Now, this is where we get into a lot of speculation, which is generating the V10 itself. Not all, but most of their V10s, though this was made in conjunction with Cosworth, after working with Peugeot and Renault to make the tragic PRV6, you think they would have learnt working with other companies. This engine came with an 81mm bore most of the time. You know, before Ford came in and lampooned everything that was meant to be interesting about these cars. So, 81, and then we drop this down until we hit 4.3 liters. Now, that's fairly big, and the stroke would go up to 90mm, so we're well within range of a normal vehicle. And we also are going to use balance shafts because this thing was meant to be very balanced, as said right here. So this is like one of the things that they were very, very insistent upon, which I think is noise, vibration, and harshness, I think. So it's meant to be very smooth. Now, looking at the intake manifold, is a bit of a problem. This is the best picture we have. So I think that's a single plenum. I can't tell, but it did kind of look a little bit like the compact sort of one. Maybe, I don't know. All I know is I'm not paying the $33. Now, Rue said I'm not allowed to go over 300 horsepower, but this engine was said to have 325 horsepower. So, fuck Rue. Time to cheat! I feel like they've nerfed naturally aspirated engines a little too much. I'm running at like 11 to 12 compression rate. This is not normal. I should be able to generate a lot more power from this without having to go to a tubular exhaust. There, we've got a higher quality head, and we're now running a performance manifold. Not happy, but I mean, it's probably fine. What does our engine sound like? Being a Volvo engine, I was hoping it might be a little bit quieter. I mean, I am running some fairly restrictive exhausts. Let's maybe restrict that back down. We'll lose a little bit of power, but they're probably lying on their power numbers anyway. Sounds exactly the same. God damn it. Now, we're going to be using one of these new bodies. I've done a little bit of tinkering with this body in the past. I made something that looked a little bit like a Holden Commodore, but I can make this one look a lot like a Volvo S80. Not 100%, but close. And we're going to pick a fairly mundane color, so like a light white, almost pearl white. This way it'll help blend into the background just a little bit when we do our photo scene stuff. We could go for all-wheel drive, but that didn't really come until a little bit later. They did have the technology. They'd made a few vehicles all-wheel drive, but I think this being the flagship, it was always going to be a front-wheel drive. And hopefully we'll hit the 251 kilometers. Wait, hold on, how much? Yeah, 250 kilometers an hour. Hopefully this one does it. Now, just to let people know, going 250 kilometers an hour is not a normal sort of thing. Do you know what it does do, however? it makes the tires goddamn expensive. So back in the 90s, or early 2000s when they got it, because they didn't get it new, I think the tires were like $400 a piece. And we weren't allowed to get cheaper tires because they had to be of a specific speed rating to be legal on the road. Needless to say, when my parents started finding out about the excessive costs of these cars and the service life, like $7,000 transmissions, they were not happy about this. Also, we got to tune in like a load of understeer. These things were disappointingly understeery. And even though we're running medium equipment, we're going to increase this here, so then like the tires just become really expensive to replace. The brakes also were excessively expensive. I think they were like a few $1,000s to replace. So yeah, my parents have never bought an expensive car ever since. Like, oh. And even though I would like to select normal or comfort, it was actually a little bit sporty. The thing stayed very level. So we're gonna collect sports here on this one. And that's actually looking like a good steering graph, but if we go like this, hopefully, yeah, it's more understeery. Good. They're also very low slung, which is very uncharacteristic for Volvo, but you're all right. And it's looking like we can go 306. All right, maybe we should put a little bit of a spoiler or something on this to help bring down that top speed and maybe improve efficiency instead. And with that on, we'll increase a lot more. There we go. There's an understeer we like to see. And the top speed has only come down a little bit. Now, bugger. At least this is looking very efficient. So we got low RPM and low throttle. So that's good. And a decent efficiency too, I think. Now, this is going to be an exact replica. This is going to be my Volvo brand, which is like the weird knockoff. I think it's coming along a little bit. You can kind of see that it's Volvo inspired, at least a smidge. Now's the side and the back where it looks nothing alike. You know what? That's actually not coming out too bad. It's looking pretty decent. Now all I have to do is do one of the worst things in automation. Make taillights work. That is very close to actually looking like it's meant to be like that. So, you know what? Good enough. Now, I don't think this fuel filler cap is quite enough. I've learned a little bit of a trick recently. I'm going to share it with you. Though not the perfect shape, I like to actually use these sometimes. Ooh, a little bit big, paint that the right color, and there, you have a little bit of a pull tab now that you can push into place. I don't know, just a little bit of extra tidbit of thing that I like to do sometimes. It looks good at a distance, and that's all that really matters. As for the rest of this, I think we're good to maybe move on to, oh, no, gotta put mirror on, then do the interior. This interior is coming together quite nicely already. This vehicle, not tricky to work with. This is not a straight line, which means that these are like squares up. It's all a bit messy, but you know, workable. And there we go. After painstaking amounts of time, we finally got a usable interior. Oh, you know what? The one that we had a sunroof. Oh yeah, we were glitzing and glamoring it up, bro. And here's a little trick about these sun visors that I made and put up on the beamng repository. You can place them wherever you want, but do you feel like, oh, you know what? They're too flat. They don't fit how I want them to fit. Well, what you can do is go to 3D, rotate them around, and then just make sure that it's not clipping through, basically, have it sitting in the same sort of place. These mounting parts can stay, and then switch back to 2D, and would you look at that, everything except these stays in exactly the same position. So if you really wanted to, you could even try going like a quarter turn down, and just make sure that the main body of it isn't showing, and then go back to 2D, and look at that. It works perfectly. You just gotta be careful. If you go into 3D and then like drag it really far away, yeah, they detach. So you get the idea. Just a little bit of a build tip from your man Phil here. Now, this is looking like a very normal sort of car. So let's go a little bit #incognito. And this is the default scene I have set up. And to the untrained eye, they're probably not going to know that this isn't a real thing unless they start to look at it a little bit more. As per this comment, which was a response to this comment, which was a response to this comment. And this is the Holden-esque sort of one, and that's where I learned that this body could be made to look a little bit like a Volvo. So you may be wondering, what is this? Like, what sort of scene is this? Let me move around. Oh wait, hold on. I'm moving the car around and not what we're looking at. That's because this is a special type of thing. Think of it as a cyclorama or just a big kind of dome area. And what's happening is you're projecting this 360-degree photo that's all the way around from the camera. It'll look like it's real. And then on top of that, you can place the car. And it's a trick of the eye. There is a way of seeing what this is actually looking like though, and I'll quickly show you that. And that's to turn off Use Camera Project. Turn that off and you'll actually start to see now what it is we're looking at. Yeah, it's not exactly what you're thinking. This is not really per se a 3D thing. Sure, it is actually 3D, but only in the fact that it's really put upon this like very strange kind of bubble teardrop dome sort of looking thing. So we have a flat ground, but nothing else is real. It's trippy to look at, isn't it? But what that allows you to do is turning that back on, is have what looks to be a 3D placed vehicle in what would be considered a real car. Now, things are gonna get a little bit tricky because you're gonna have to play with C and space to move up and down to get perspectives right and whatnot. And then you can just kind of place that there and just get it lined up just right. And then just hold the camera off to the side to make it look as if it's not really a part of the scene. I just wish I could make these like reflections a little less sharp. What you can do is turn on ray tracing, and it is so much less effort when you're using this projection sort of system. I can still get good frame rate with low and even medium. I can still get good frame rate. It says I'm getting about 28 FPS. That's pretty decent for medium. And then on high, usually 1 to 2 FPS is 21. Now, hopefully it's showing a realistic frame rate in OBS for you guys, but this is actually usable. I can actually look at what I'm doing, and it already looks a whole lot better, doesn't it? It almost blends. But we're gonna turn this back to low, and we're gonna have a little bit of experimentation here. How realistic can we make this look? Oh, by the way, on the scene select, it's the 360 photo level HDRI 2010. HDRI is high dynamic range incel? I don't know what the I stands for. Anyway, you get the idea. Then you go down to here to change which one it is. And apparently you can bring in your own custom PNGs and JPEGs for this too. That's something I might look into one day. We have actually, by default though, a lot. So Ostrich Road, what is that? Sure. We can then go in and place this. It doesn't look the right size though. So we're just gonna place it about there. And then we're gonna play with like zoom ins and stuff like that and dropping down and getting a bit taller. So if we do this, and now looks like a toy car that somebody's just left laying around, like put a little bit of a tilt on it there. Look at that. It looks like a toy car. Except the headlights look horrible, but you know what? Ignore that. If we move it all the way out there, looks even more toy-like. It's so cool. Then what we can do is make it even bigger. So now it looks like quite a big vehicle. So what you do to make it look bigger is to like not so much make it bigger or closer to the camera, is just move the camera down by pressing C, which is crouch, and then you just kind of plop it on top, and now it looks like you've got a big monster vehicle. Not perfect, but to the passing eye, it looks a little bit weird. And you'll be like, wait, is that a giant car? That's how you play with size, is by moving up and down most of the time. You can move it back and forth a little bit, but that changes where it is. And now it looks like you've kind of almost set this up as a shot. I mean, you could even just do this and just have like this as a picture. Maybe go back to camera and then change the aperture to be really deep and a little deeper. No, okay, that's apparently as focused as it'll get. Which is disappointing, but you can do little bits like tilt shift play. And if you don't know what tilt shift play is, check out this video. Link in the description, maybe, if I can be bothered. Look at that. That's really cool. Oh man, that's a cool picture. That is a very cool picture. You know what? Actually, we're taking this picture. Got a bit of a courtyard one here. That looks like it's almost meant to be there. Small warehouse? It's a bit big, don't you think? Doesn't really fit in here very well. Yeah, that almost looks like it's meant to be a real thing. Let's cheat this even more. We're gonna move it onto the berm here a little bit to make it look as if you've kind of parked it off to the side a bit. Let's go ahead and take a snap of that. Yeah, I feel that my favorite one is the one that I always go back to, which is Japan Parking Building 8K. It's just a good one. It works so easily. And apparently playing with light distance is how you're meant to get soft shadows, but it does play like weird tricks. I'm not a big fan of the way lighting works, but also like a diffuse shadow I think would go miles here. Now we've made a giant car in here. Yay! Now that I've gotten these photos, I really want you guys to take this inspiration and go have a little bit of fun with it, post some photos around doing this hashtag incognito, making it look as if there's a scenery photo that somebody's meant to be looking at something, but the car is there also kind of in the background, and have people not realize it's not real. I think it's time to go verse Roo in my fantastic understeery mess of a car. Wait, hold on. Does it fit within the rules? I suppose I didn't really actually check them. 2.5 to 3 liter V10? Nah, didn't do that. 300 horsepower max? Nah, didn't do that. Front wheel drive? Yes. 3,000 pounds? No, I'm over that. But you know what? Not by enough. I should make everything just a little bit heavier, as it's a bit unfair that I've got a lot more power than what he has. And I'm thinking we'll go somewhere like maybe 17 to 1,800 kilos. Oh, it turns out if I drop my quality down, then my top speed goes down. Our top speed is now about 257. Perfect. I mean, I'd like other ways, but it's 0 to 100 is... it's the funny number. Well, I think it's now time to go first route. Do you like my car? It's very weird.
I like his cheekbones.
So you brought me out to this map. What is it you want to try?
First off, crashing, because who doesn't want to crash? All right, ready to crash?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, there goes one of my tires.
I damaged my radiator. That's it. How you doing?
Oh.
You still able to drive?
Tire gone. Radiator gone. I've got one wheel. He doesn't want to work. He's very slow.
I don't have great steering right now. I will admit that. But my straight line, pretty darn good. Hey, Ribbon. Methinks the Volvo might be a little bit stronger than yours.
Well,
Try again.
Swedish.
On bitumen this time? Ah!
Yeah.
Oh, and... Oh, that was a big shunt.
So...
mine's on. I can drive. Hey, and I can drive around you. Methinks me wins again.
I mean...
That's 3 for 3, bucko. Clearly, the sweet iron, much stronger. Oh no, I popped a tire. Whatever will I do? Oh, I know. Keep driving. Bye. What next?
Top speed.
Ooh, you are not close at all.
No.
I have, I think it's 325 horsepower. So
I have 174.
170. Jesus. I had a bit of a collision with the wall, but I am still getting about 260 at the end of the straight.
All right, 256 for me. I think mine's just lighter in general.
That's 2 for 2 for me. What next?
You mean 2 for 2 for you?
Well, there's been a crash test and a top speed test, and I won both of them.
This isn't winning. We're just showing.
Oh, okay. I'm wink, wink, not winning. Wink, wink, wink. Currently, I thinks that my car is going to do better on the market than yours.
It depends on the price. In automation, might cost about 25K.
$42,700 for my car.
What's your miles per gallon?
Probably quite bad because I've got my drag set really high. About 8.5-ish, approximately, down the pit straight for me. Yeah, you are. A lot better than my car.
No more efficiency, baby.
All right, next challenge.
Off-road capability.
You sneaky shit.
What do you want about? Third.
You know when you do the countdown, you have to give like half a second leeway, right?
Ah.
Because of lag? Especially like on the other side of the world? Well then. Oh, you know what it is? I got medium compound tires. Oh, shit. You know what I don't have? Good skill, but I am seemingly kicking your ass.
I crashed.
You did? What? How'd you manage that? Did you want to try again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you want to try that again, or are you happy with that?
No, I'm fine with that.
Okay. I mean, it's a tricky thing. It's a little bit fluid. But yeah, on my screen, you were taking off a little bit before your horn went. So I was like, you sneaky shit. I don't know why horns go at a different speed, apparently. Ah! You are goddamn so inconsistent with your beep durations and gaps. Oh my god. One last lap. How close behind me are you? Oh, nowhere near.
Well, I keep going from like 110 to 160 or 70 meters.
And across the line. What next?
And now I have one last one.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe there'll have to be a tiebreaker if you win it. 3, 2, 1, go. Was that no good?
No, it's all good.
Alright, full sweat mode this time. How close behind me are you? I can't actually tell.
10 meters.
Yeah, we both balked that corner.
No. I almost rammed into you, so I had to
I saw that and I was like,
the hour of it. I think my braking is different from yours. Like, not just like...
Your braking should be considerably better than mine. I'm 1,800 kilos, over 1,800 kilos.
Why did I braked for that corner and it wasn't even here yet? Oh!
I went a bit wide. Watch out! Oh my god, that was close.
You're much faster, but I think my car's more agile around the corners.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
When it isn't on dirt.
God. Oh my god, the 100-meter braking boards, which are usually good braking markers, not great in this vehicle.
Maybe it's too front heavy?
Oh yeah, like...
It goes through it?
It's not gonna be the greatest vehicle in the world. It's based off of a Volvo. But you know, superior because it's Volvo.
Good. Yeah, I was about to say. You good behind there? I'm just generally wondering. I'm not trying to taunt it.
Yeah, no, I got there's 100 meters.
Yeah, my brake is vastly superior. I'm sorry.
I also braked way too early because now I'm skittish around corners. I'm worried that I'm gonna outbrake myself again. And with something for me to hit now, being you, I'm very concerned.
Oh, it's all right. Car's heavy enough.
Oh god, yeah, no, yours is much more agile. That time I braked at the same time as the same distance as the other one. I get the feeling that the marker boards are not really accurate. No, they're not. What the? The braking marker boards are wrong.
Maybe it's 100. Not maybe. Yeah, no, 100 meters, 100 feet.
Oh, is it feet?
Maybe.
Oh, I mean, that's what's throwing me off. But still, no, they're inconsistent.
Should we tape this down as a practice? Because it...
If you want to do a 2 out of 3, but I don't know if it's going to change a whole lot.
Not going to lie, I just want to race more.
All right, cool. Let's do a 2 out of 3 then on this one. 3, 2, 1, go. Tried to give you a leeway there, and I also don't have the advantage of a clutch. Sorry! Oh, do you want to retry that one?
I'm fine. No, keep going.
Then I'll go back on the throttle.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was about to say.
Yeah, now this one, I don't have to brake so early for. The other ones I do.
Do you like my inside line?
I mean, I gave it to you. And I just didn't want to...
Phil, I don't think anybody could have taken that from me.
Yeah, no,
I was snorting the sideline. Don't even start.
You sat on that apex. I'm on your left.
Brilliant.
Brakes are not good.
Messed up. Go.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh,
good.
Yeah, no, I think my car is more agile when it comes to this. Like, you've got straight power and speed.
Oh, very much so.
I just have absolute...
amazingly better brakes?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that was... It's going to be a little bit unavoidable with the differences in our cars. Ooh. Why am I on the rumble strips? That is such a stupid thing to do.
Why are they so chunky?
I mean, they're not that bad. They're not like F1 sausage curb chunky. Wait, no, hold on. This is the one where I don't have to brake so early. You know, I'm tempted to put on like a race tune and then go against you again, and I'll probably completely wallop you.
Maybe not with the braking though.
I mean, even with the braking, it would be a lot better. Okay.
Are you okay? Did I nudge you?
That's fine. Go, 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 go. I mean, I was on the racing line. Okay, now I'm braking too early for everything. What the fuck?
Ah! Ah!
Oh, what happened?
I ate it. I locked up my rear.
Oh dear.
I think my rear locks up before my front.
Yeah, that'll help you get around corners too.
Yeah, I think I got around that corner a little too fast. Ah! I'm fine.
Did you follow my braking point and then think that you had to brake later than me? Because I finally got that braking point half decent.
I fucked up massively.
See, for you it was a little bit easier because you just look at my braking point and brake a little bit earlier. Where it's me, I'm going, okay, am I braking early enough? And clearly I never am.
I have narrowed down
you
the
are.
thing, by the way.
I mean, we're in a slow section, so yes, you are going to get closer naturally. That's how it works. But yeah, no, you are catching on to me quite a lot there. And there we go, 2 laps.
It's just a fuck up, to be honest.
I think that one would have been a lot closer if we didn't, like, come together a few times. Yeah, my braking is actually considerably better now. Whoa, goodness. Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm sorry, Ruben! I braked at the normal point, but my brakes didn't work. What the hell? I braked it... I'm so confused. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. And remember, hashtag incognito. Try it out yourself. Photo scenes. Fantastic now. But for now, I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye. Channel members, thank you very much to the channel members. You make this all entirely possible, where I can do things like absolutely beat the pants off of Ruben in every challenge whatsoever. See how I'm ahead of him right now? That means I'm the better one. But yeah, a specific thank you to DeHellerman and to Ruben, who I'm actually racing against.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
No worries, man.
You're basically paying me to beat you.
Yes.
I'm joking. It was a draw for now. We'll have to do a tiebreaker.
We have to rematch, yeah.
Yeah.